Have you ever found yourself, caught in that endless loop, staring at a pile of bills, credit cards, maybe a personal loan, other stuff, and feeling like you're just treading water?
Oh, absolutely. Playing financial whack-a-mole, right?
Exactly. You're making the payments month after month, but uh, it feels like you're barely getting ahead. Maybe not at all. It's super common and honestly pretty overwhelming.
It really is.
But what if there was a strategic way to, like, simplify all that, maybe even save some serious cash and, finally see a path out of that debt tunnel?
That's what we're diving into.
Today on The Deep Dive, we're jumping headfirst into debt consolidation. Our mission for you is pretty straightforward. We want to unpack this whole strategy and really zero in on how one thing, your credit score, isn't just, like, part of the equation. It's pretty much the make or break factor for actually saving money.
It really is the gatekeeper.
Yeah. We want to arm you with the insights you need to figure out if this, financial tool is genuinely the right move for you right now.
You've nailed the core feeling there. And debt consolidation, it's really designed to tackle that specific struggle. Basically, it's about combining several debts you already have.
Like the credit cards, the loan.
Exactly. Those things. Combining them into one single new loan or sometimes even a new credit card. The main goal usually is getting a lower interest rate. That's the big one.
Okay.
And that can lower your monthly payments and also just streamline everything. Makes life easier. But think of it more like a strategic tool, not some magic fix.
Okay, let's unpack that. You said the credit score is the gatekeeper. That sounds, well, a bit scary for some people. Can you walk us through why it's so critical? Like, how much difference does it really make?
Yeah, absolutely. It's all about that direct link. Your credit score, it's not just some random number. It tells lenders how risky it might be to lend you money.
Right.
So a higher score. That usually means you qualify for lower interest rates. Lenders see you as safer. And that's how you save money with consolidation. But on the flip side, if your score is lower, you're probably going to get offered higher interest rates if you get approved at all. And that can just wipe out any benefit.
So knowing your score first is crucial.
Absolutely critical. It basically dictates the financial outcome before you even start looking at options.
And we're not talking tiny differences here, are we? The numbers really show this. Let's look at some recent data, say from May 2025, on average personal loan APRs. That's the annual percentage rate, right? The cost of borrowing.
Yep, the yearly cost.
Okay, so if you've got excellent credit, maybe 720 or higher, the average APR was around 19.02%. Seems high, but wait.
Yeah, context is everything.
If your credit drops into the good range, say 660 to 719, that average APR jumps a lot, up to 26.07%.
Big difference already.
And then fair credit, 620 to 659, you're looking at an average of 30.04%. And for poor credit, under 620, it's even higher, like 30.62%. That jump isn't random, is it?
Not at all. It's pure risk assessment by the lender. Lower score means higher perceived risk, so they charge you more to borrow. It fundamentally changes if consolidation is even worth it.
Wow.
And it's pretty much the same deal if you're looking at, say, balance transfer credit cards for consolidation. For folks with bad or fair credit, the average APR might be around 27.52% after any intro offer ends.
Okay.
Whereas good or excellent credit may be closer to 23.33%. The overall average for all these types of consolidation cards is hovering around 22.11%. It just hammers home how vital that score is for getting those rates that actually save you money.
It's not just a small factor then.
No, it's the main driver, absolutely.
That really hits home. Let's make it super concrete. Quick example. Imagine you've got, say, $10,000 on a credit card, and the APR is a painful 24.25%.
Ouch.
Common scenario, though.
Right. If you just paid that off over, say, 48 months, the interest alone would cost you over $5,700, like $5,715. Total payback is almost 16 grand.
That's a lot of interest. But here's where it gets interesting. If you could take that same $10,000 and consolidate it into a personal loan at 19.02% APR, remember, that's for excellent credit.
Right, a lower rate.
Your total interest over those same 48 months drops to about $4,357. What's that mean? You've saved over $1,350 in interest. Plus, your monthly payment goes down by nearly $30.
And that's real money. That's a huge deal for a lot of people.
Definitely.
And think about this too. If you're just making minimum payments on those high interest cards, most of that payment is just interest, right? You're barely chipping away at the actual debt, the principal.
Feels like you're running in place.
Exactly. So consolidation with that lower fixed rate means more of your payment actually starts knocking down the amount you owe. You start making real progress. It's a big psychological win, too.
Okay, so a big potential swing based on credit. But the idea is simple, consolidating debt. The how, though? It sounds like there's more than one way to do it.
Oh, definitely. It's not a one-size-fits-all kind of thing. There's several different ways you can, roll those old debts into something new and hopefully more manageable.
So what are the main options people should know about?
Well, probably the most common one, the one people think of first, is just a personal loan.
Okay, like from a bank.
Yeah, or a credit union, or even online lenders now. Usually these are unsecured, so you don't need collateral. They give you a lump sum. You use that cash to pay off all the other debts. Done.
And the benefit there is?
The main things are a set repayment time, like 3 or 5 years, and usually a fixed interest rate. And that rate is typically, hopefully, lower than your credit card rates.
Gotcha.
And something to note, some lenders actually have loans specifically for debt consolidation. They might be a bit more understanding or offer slightly better terms if they know that's your goal. So it's worth asking about that specifically.
Good tip. Okay, what else?
Then you've got balance transfer credit cards. These are super popular because of that headline offer.
The 0% APR thing.
Exactly. That introductory 0% interest period. It can last anywhere from, say, 6 months up to maybe 21 months sometimes. Gives you a window to pay down debt interest-free.
Sounds great, but there's got to be a catch.
There is, and it's a big one. You absolutely have to pay off that balance, or as much as possible, before that 0% period ends. Because after that, the rate can skyrocket. We're talking high double digits, often.
Yikes, so you could end up worse off.
Easily, if you don't clear it in time. Plus, remember, they usually charge a fee to transfer the balance in the first place, typically 3% to 5% of the amount you move over, so you need to factor that cost in, too.
Right, got to be the math. What about homeowners?
Ah, yes. For homeowners, there are home equity loans or lines of credit ELOCs. These use your home's equity as collateral.
So it's a secured loan.
Correct. And because it's secured, the interest rates are usually much lower than credit cards, often just a bit above mortgage rates. So potentially big savings if you have equity.
But the risk
is significant. You're putting your house on the line. If you can't make the payments, you could lose your home. So powerful tool, but needs very careful thought.
Okay. And quickly, what about student loans? Could you consolidate those?
You can, but it's a bit different. For federal student loans, the government has programs like direct consolidation loans. They basically average out the interest rates of your existing federal loans.
Does that save money?
Not always on interest. It can lower your monthly payment, often by stretching the loan term way out, maybe up to 30 years. But that longer term usually means you pay more interest overall.
Ah, okay.
Well,
trade-offs again.
Always trade-offs.
Yeah.
And private student loans, you can consolidate those too, but you need a separate private loan, not through the federal programs.
Got it.
And just to really show the streamlining benefit again, think about having, say, $20,000 spread over 3 cards. Average APR, maybe 22.99%. Paying that off in 24 months, it's like $1,048 a month. Oof. And over $4,600 in interest. Now, consolidate that $20 K into maybe an 11% personal loan, same 24 months. Your payment drops to around $933. And your total interest cut dramatically down to about $2,157.
Wow, that's over $2,400 saved on interest.
Exactly. Plus, you go from juggling 3 bills down to just one single manageable payment. That simplicity is a huge relief for many people.
That's a massive saving, and simpler is definitely better. But it almost sounds, well, a bit too easy sometimes, which makes me think, what are the downsides? The risks?
Yeah, good question, because it's definitely not risk-free. While it can be great, you need to know the potential pitfalls so you don't accidentally make things worse.
So what are some of those immediate things people should watch out for?
Okay, one thing is a possible temporary hit to your credit score.
Wait, I thought it could help your score.
It can long-term, but initially when you apply for the new loan or card, there's a hard inquiry, which can ding your score slightly. And also, credit scores tend to like older accounts with long payment histories. When you consolidate, you're often closing those older accounts and opening one new one. That can sometimes cause a temporary dip, too.
Oh, I see.
But, and this is important, long-term, if you manage it right, consolidating can definitely boost your score. It lowers your credit utilization, how much credit you're using, and making those single on-time payments looks really good to lenders.
So short-term dip, potential long-term gain.
If you handle it responsibly, yes.
Okay, so what does this really mean for you, the listener? Here's a really crucial warning. Consolidating your debt could actually end up costing you more money.
That's a real possibility.
This can happen if, maybe because your credit isn't great, the only loan you get offered has a higher interest rate than what you're already paying on average.
Definitely check that carefully.
Or, and this is a really common trap, you go for a much longer repayment term just to get that lower monthly payment. It feels good in the moment, right? It's lower payment.
Instant relief, yeah.
But stretching the loan out usually means you pay way more in total interest over the years. I knew someone who did this with a car loan, loved the lower payment, but realized later they'd paid a fortune in extra interest over the extended term.
That's the classic pitfall. Exactly. You have to look past that immediate monthly payment relief.
So you really have to.
You absolutely have to do the math before you sign up. Seriously, don't just glance at the monthly payment. Look at the total cost. Factor in any fees, origination fees, balance transfer fees, whatever.
Use a calculator online or something.
Yes. Project the total interest you'll pay on the new loan over its full term and compare that to your current situation. That full picture is what protects you.
Okay. And what about those companies that advertise debt consolidation help?
Right. Just a quick word of caution there. Be careful with dedicated debt consolidation companies. Many of them charge pretty hefty fees, sometimes upfront, sometimes monthly.
Which eats into the savings.
Exactly. Often, it's actually simpler and cheaper to just do it yourself. Get a loan from your bank or credit union, or use a balance transfer card carefully. Or maybe you work with a reputable nonprofit credit counselor. Just scrutinize those fees.
Good advice.
And one more quick clarification, debt consolidation is not the same as debt settlement.
Okay, differences.
Consolidation, like we've said, is combining debts into a new loan. You still owe the full amount, just hopefully on better terms. Debt settlement is trying to negotiate with your creditors to pay back less than the total amount you owe, often in a lump sum.
Completely different strategy.
Totally different. Different process, different impact on your credit. Important not to confuse them.
Got it. So with all these details and potential traps, doing some homework before you even apply seems really important, like setting yourself up right.
Couldn't agree more. Preparation is absolutely key here.
Okay, so for you listening, here's some practical advice. First step, really get a handle on your current situation. List out all your debts. What are the interest rates? What are you paying each month?
Know your starting point. Cold, hard facts.
Then check your credit score. Seriously, do it. That gives you a realistic idea of what kind of interest rate you might actually qualify for.
Manage expectations.
Next, and this is a pro tip, try to pre-qualify with a few different lenders. Lots offer this now without a major hit to your credit score. It lets you compare potential offers side by side.
Shop around without penalty. Smart.
If your score isn't great, maybe pause. Take some time to actively work on improving your credit before you apply. Even a small improvement can mean a better rate.
Patience can pay off, literally.
And finally, when you're thinking about which debts to include, generally focus on consolidating the highest interest ones first. That's where you'll get the biggest bang for your buck.
Tackle the most expensive debt first. Makes sense. And just remember, lenders aren't just looking at your score. They'll want to see proof of income. Check your overall credit worthiness.
So you need paperwork ready.
Yeah, be prepared. Have things like recent pay stubs, maybe an employment letter, and definitely statements for all the debts you want to consolidate. Being organized makes the whole process smoother and helps you get the best possible terms. You're basically telling your financial story clearly.
Okay, so let's bring this all together. Debt consolidation. It can be a really powerful tool. It can bring financial relief, save you real money. But
There's always a but.
the absolute core takeaway is this. Its success pretty much entirely depends on you getting a lower interest rate than you're paying now, period.
That's the bottom line.
And as we've kind of hammered home, your credit score is the main thing that determines if that's even possible and how much you might save.
Exactly right. But with careful planning, really understanding the different methods available, knowing the pros and the cons, debt consolidation can genuinely simplify your finances and lead to significant savings. It's about being informed and strategic, taking control.
Absolutely. So knowing all this now, if you've been thinking about debt consolidation, what's the very first piece of information you're going to look up about your own finances? What's step one for you to see if this is actually a smart move right now? Is it checking that score, adding up those high interest balances, maybe looking at your budget? Worth thinking about.